Hello students, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to do Science NCERT important short question answers of chapter number 9, the living organism, characteristics and habitats. But before starting, let me tell you, please subscribe to my channel. Our first question is, what is aquatic habitat? Give example. Habitat of plant and animal that lives in water is called aquatic habitat. Example, ponds, sea, oceans, etc. All these are considered in aquatic habitat. Our next question is, what is the difference between biotic and abiotic components of habitat? The living things such as plants and animals in a habitat are called biotic components. Non-living things such as soil, water, air are biotic components of habitat. Our next question is, what are biotic components? The living things such as plants, animals and microorganisms in a habitat are its biotic component. So plants and animals, all these are considered in the biotic component. Explain abiotic component. Various non-living things such as rocks, soil, air and water in a habitat, they constitute its abiotic component. Our next question is, how are leaves of a desert plants modified to reduce the loss of water? The leaves in desert plants are either absent, very small, or they are present in the shape of spines. Thus, they help in reducing the transpiration. Our next question is, what do you mean by aerial organism and arboreal organism? So, organisms that spend considerable amount of time flying in air are called aerial organisms. Organisms that spend most of their part or life on trees, they are called arboreal organism. Our next question is, how animals like whale and dolphin, which do not have gills, breathe? So they breathe in air through the nostrils or blowholes that are located on the upper part of their head. Our next question is, define ecology. The study of relationship between living organisms and their surroundings is called ecology. Our next question is, what is photosynthesis? The process by which plants can make their own food with the help of chlorophyll, sunlight, carbon dioxide and water is called photosynthesis. Our next question is, why do camels have long legs? So answer to this question is, long legs of camel help them to lift their body above the ground. Thus, they are able to avoid direct contact with the ground. That is why they are having the long legs. Our next question is, what are nocturnal animals? And give two examples of them. Some animals are active during the night time. These are called nocturnal animals. Example, bats, cockroaches, owl are nocturnal animals. Our next question is, what is the ultimate source of energy for every ecosystem? So answer is, sun is the ultimate source of energy. Our next question is, why do fish have a slippery scales on its body? Answer is, a fish has slippery scales on its body. Why? Because these scales protect the fish and also help in easy movement through the water. Our next question is, what is prey? The animals which are killed by predators for their food are called prey. For example, in this figure, the animal which are killed. So here the deer is killed by a cheetah. So deer is called the prey. So those animals which are killed by predators for their food, they are called the prey. Our next question is, what is predator? They kill other animals for food. They are called the predators. For example, here in this figure, cheetah is killing deer. So cheetah is called the predator. Our next question is, give two examples of each biotic and abiotic component. So plants and animals are the example of biotic components. Air and water are example of abiotic components. Our next question is, what is adaptation? The presence of specific features or habits which enable a plant or animal to live in its surrounding is called adaptation. For example, cactus are adapted to survive in the desert because they are having some specific features in their body that help them to survive in that environment. Our next question is, name the animal which is called the ship of desert. So, answer is camel. Camel is called the ship of desert. Our next question is, what is the function of gill? So, answer is, gills help the fish to absorb oxygen dissolved in water. So what is the function of the gill that is present in the fish? So gills help the fish to absorb the oxygen that is dissolved in water. Our next question is, name a few habitats. So forest, grassland, mountains, ponds, oceans, etc. These are the few habitats. Our next question is, what type of trees are found in mountain regions? Answer is, the trees found in mountain regions are normally cone-shaped, having sloping branches and needle-like leaves. Our next question is, what is stimuli? The changes in our surroundings that make us respond to them are called stimuli. What is respiration? The process in which oxygen is used by living bodies to break down food to get energy, water and carbon dioxide is produced is called respiration. Our next question is, name the various types of habitat. So there are mainly three types of habitat: terrestrial habitat, aquatic habitat and aerial habitat. Our next question is, what is excretion? The process of getting rid of the waste by the living organisms is known as excretion. Our next question is, how are leaves of desert plants modified to reduce loss of water? The leaves in desert plants are either absent, they are very small, or they are present in the shape of spines. Thus, they help in reducing the transpiration. Our next question is, what is the difference between roots of terrestrial plants and aquatic plants? So, answer is, in terrestrial plants, roots play important role in absorption of water and minerals from the soil, whereas in aquatic plants, Roots are reduced in shape and size, and their main function is to hold the plant in place. Our next question is, how is balance of carbon dioxide and oxygen maintained in nature? Animals respire by taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide, and the plants take in this carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. Thus, the balance is maintained of carbon dioxide and oxygen both in nature. Our next question is, what do you mean by camouflage? Camouflage is the ability of an organism to blend with its surrounding. As you can see here, the both leaves and organism both are of green color. So they have the ability, the organism is having some ability to mix with their surrounding. So that is called the camouflage. Our next question is, differentiate between diurnal and nocturnal animals. So diurnal animals which are active during the daytime, they are called the diurnal animals. Nocturnal animals, some animals like earthworms and cockroaches are active at night, so they are called the nocturnal animals. Our next question is, why do mountaineers carry oxygen cylinders with them? So as we go higher, the air gets less dense. So there is a lack of supply of oxygen. Thus, mountaineers carry oxygen cylinders with them. So these were the short question answers of chapter 9. I hope you have understood and noted down in your book. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section, and for that you have to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for listening.